How could you be worthy?
Guess what, motherfucker?
It's morphin' time!
Acknowledge me!
Give your balls a touch!
I'm delighted about it.
Surprise, surprise, motherfucker!
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
You are now listening to UnworthyAF. Here is your host, the bastard, Unworthy Collector.
Oh my god, I think I've been recording this whole time without my microphone on.
What's up, buddy?
Have I been talking this whole time without my microphone on?
I have no idea.
Did you just click in?
Yeah.
I think I've been talking this whole time without my microphone on. I just happened to look down and see that the light was not right. And we're like 30 minutes in here. I don't think I had this fucking thing going right. And I don't even know how to go back and check it now. Beautiful.
Yay!
Well, we got Clintastic 4 in the house. Clintastic 4, how are you today?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right, you know. Had a big steak dinner and recorded for 30 minutes without a microphone on.
It's all good. Right on.
Shit happens, man. So what's new in the world of Clintastic 4?
Not a lot. We finally thawed out down here, so I can actually go out and do shit, so.
What do you got going on down there that you're going to go out and do? I mean, when you say thawed out, it's not like, you know, negative weather down there, is it?
No. But down here, if there's a single snow flurry, everything shuts down, so.
Yes. Well, not everybody can handle the blizzards and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, you know. What would Iceman do? That's what you gotta ask yourself. He's like the only ex guy that you could ask in that situation, right?
Or Storm.
Well, she makes the weather though. What would you do?
Yeah,
Ask her to warm it up?
Yeah.
Be like, be done with this shit.
Yeah.
That ain't bad. Be a nice little option to have.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just going through on some of these unworthy AF hashtags, and I don't know if my microphone was recording. So I just want to go back and ask your opinion on one of these shots down here while I got you here.
Okay.
I was talking about, you know, artists collaborating and working together, and it's especially nice when big time artists collaborate with little rinky dink nobody artists. And what brought that up was this shot right here.
Hey, I know that shot.
Such a great guy you are for collaborating with such a little tiny guy.
Okay, you can't call yourself a tiny guy anymore. We're at the same level. Don't even.
Don't go there.
Nah. You could have said that a year ago, but not now.
Well, I think I did say it quite a bit a year ago.
You did.
I did. I wanted everybody to make sure everybody was looking at Clint, not my shot. I was like, I'm just lucky to have him here.
Oh.
So, in the spirit of collaborations, there's been a lot of people that have been talking about their New Year's resolutions, and I don't know if my microphone picked it up earlier, but my resolution this year was to do more collabs. Try to do the majority of my page being collabs. Did you have any kind of action figure photography resolutions for your page?
Not specifics. I mean, just take more photos.
Mm-hmm.
Be more consistent on that. But I'd say also more collaborating because those are always fun. Like,
Yes. How many collaborations have you reached out and set up yourself, or do you kind of just wait for people to come to you for it?
I usually wait and have other people set it up. I just always forget to set up the collab. So I'm like, oh, the shot I did could have been a collab, but if someone brings a collab to me, I'm gonna join it immediately.
So
I
I
think
still am no closer to figuring out which one of you guys did pulled the unworthy thing.
no,
None of you have copped to it yet.
no, it's an I am Spartacus situation.
We are 300.
Yes, we are unworthy.
Well, all right. Let's not. We don't have to keep on bringing it up. All right, I'm
You
done
just
bringing it
did
up.
though.
I know. It's only because I've been trying to figure out who did it, and none of you guys have copped to it. But you know what? It's appreciated nonetheless.
And you're very deserving. So accept it.
All right. Well, I'm going to accept it, but I am also going to accept that now that I am sure that my microphone is working, we're going to go on over to talk about some of the master's classes because it's been since December since I've been since December since I did a show.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not even cover any of the master's classes from November or December in my last show. So that brings us way, 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 way down here to action figure customizing.
Ooh.
And I hope you don't mind bearing with me on this little tour of some unworthy collab masters class nostalgia here as we go all the way back to November 8th. That's how long it's been since I talked about these. And this is a prime example of why I need to get better about recording.
Well, let's get to it.
Yeah. So November 8th was a nice Friday, and the topic of the day was action figure customizing with two of, in my opinion, very talented action figure customizers, Midnight Stars Customs and 88 Figs. And these guys took us on a wild and crazy behind the scenes look at how they go about customizing action figures. And for this one, I went with, instead of asking them to produce a shot, I just asked them to give us some examples of their action figure customizing work. And as you can see, these ones here are from 88 Figs.
Mm-hmm.
And these ones here are from Midnight Stars Customs. And both of these guys should probably have full-time jobs with some sort of toy manufacturing, or at least like a think tank that tells people what the fans actually want.
Oh yeah, like especially with Midnight, like whenever he shows off his custom collection, I'm just like, I want every single one of these.
Yes.
Make two and give me one of them. Like, yeah, he just does fantastic work. 88's a very awesome dude as well. Like, just see, I just want to know how their mind works with all this stuff because I'm astounded every time I see their customs. It's amazing.
Anybody that does customs, they've got to have a knack for the artistic ability. The imagination is there. Some people's imaginations there a little bit more, but to be able to take an idea from imagination and bring it to life with these action figure customs, I don't really see too many that are paralleled with these guys. I'm gonna bring up Midnight Stars page here, and the majority of these shots on his page, these are customs that he's done, that he's kit bashed and painted. I won't pretend to know all of the figures that he used as base or
Well, You just need to know the final result, and that's what matters.
And even that, I mean, that's his love for the collection and the comic book figures and the characters, because some of them I don't even know who his, if he didn't put in the description who he was making, I wouldn't have any idea. I know a lot of them are Alpha Flight. I think he used so this is Jeffries, but I think he used a Crimson Dynamo figure, I think is what he said in one of the chats. But
It was either that or it was a Buzz Lightyear figure. I'm not sure.
oh,
No.
That would be amazing if he took that from a Buzz Lightyear figure.
Well, you know those like yellow henchmen, they're like big and bulky and perfect fodder, so
Yeah, that's true.
but I don't think he used that.
Is this here the actual puck, or is that a custom as well?
I'm not sure.
Well, it says custom ML puck. I guess I should have read the thing first. Custom made Marvel Legends puck. Amazing stuff from this guy.
Oh yeah.
He was in one of the chats that we were all talking to him, and he was showing off all of his Build-A-Figure parts that he's got, and he does a lot of kit bashing. Is there anything that you get into with kit bashing and trying to build something out of spare pieces or fodder pieces?
Occasionally, like I have, I have a kit bashed cannonball. Let me get some of the ones I've kit bashed so far.
Yeah, get them. Bring them up. Well, I learned myself how to switch this back to the Master's Class page. Oh, now you're cooking, Frankie.
All right. All right. So as far as the extent of mine, it's usually like stuff like this, like just head swaps. I need to paint off the X-Men, but this was like the Training X uniform Deadpool, which I have no use for a Deadpool.
And is that the one that you got the Human Torch for?
Yeah, Human Torch head for it.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one, I think it was Jocasta, which is why I have that Hulk torso that I'm never going to use.
Joe Fix-It, yes.
Yeah, I'm never going to use that torso, so. But yeah, that's the extent of mine. I have an Emma Frost in the works. It's in pieces right now. Just need to get some epoxy and finish off the custom and paint it, and that'll be my first official custom.
So which version of Emma Frost is it?
90s Generation X.
Okay. All right. That's kind of, that's what I appreciate about you guys that do the customs or the kit bashing, because you pick some obscure figures sometimes, but they're figures that you need to conclude or to bring your collection to closer to completion.
Well, it's better to do the obscure ones because there's less odds of them actually making figures of it. Because I've been in that situation where I was about to make a Corsair custom.
And now they got a Corsair coming out.
So I'm like, I'm glad I didn't go down that yet, but.
And they did. You have a pretty nasty habit of falling into buying figures that you really, really want, and then all of a sudden they remake them.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to talk about it, but I just, I feel for you.
Yeah, last year was rough. Like, it was Beast, it was Strife, Dark Phoenix.
One after another. You're like, all right, I already threw in the towel.
And so if I ever get that astonishing, or I think it's the Astonishing X-Men with set where it has all their original costumes. If I ever manage to get that, I know a month later they're gonna announce something.
So if you see it for a reasonable price, here's what you do. You send me the link or wherever, unless you see it in person, which I know you probably find a lot of your stuff in person. I don't really get out and find them in person, but you just tell me about it. I'll buy it.
Mm-hmm.
And then in 6 months, if they don't come out with it, then I'll sell it back to you for only a little bit of a markup.
But I want it now.
Impatient. All right.
Yeah.
I'm with you. All right. All right. Well, I just want to say, I threw it out there. I threw it
I
out
know
there
you
as an
did.
offer. So this is a good example of another kit bash here, and this is from 88 Figs, who was in the custom action figures masters class. He's got I think these are Conor McGregor's UFC gloves on, and this is Storm Shadow, but it's the movie Snake Eyes G.I. Joe with a cloth headband here to make a custom Ryu. Being as you do a little bit of kit bashing and a little bit of customization, these guys talked about it in the Masters Class blog, but how often do you find little pieces of things sitting around or fodder sitting around at your house and say, oh man, that's going to work for this figure?
For me, it's not like a lot of stuff sitting around. It's stuff I intentionally get to be those pieces. So it's
like if you're out and about and see something that sparks
Yeah.
your idea.
Yeah, so it's like before I went out and got them, I went strategized. I'm like, okay, what pieces can I get from other release figures that are pretty cheap right now and achieve somewhat what I'm looking for? And that's usually how I go about it. I do have like a couple pieces that I could have some ideas for. Like I think it's the White Rabbit head. I used her for my Emma Frost custom. I'm probably thinking of doing a hair swap with the Dazzler figure, because her hair on that figure works closer to the comics than the released figure. So
now, when you say hair swap, do you mean you're actually going to take the hair off of one figure and put it on the other, or are you going to do that all digital? Because I know you could do it digital.
Yeah, but that's not fun. I mean, just because I can do it doesn't mean I should.
That's true.
Yeah,
that is true.
But yeah, I see a lot of customizers do it where I don't know how they do it, but they do take off the hair of one fig and put it on top of another figure.
See, I think AB would be a good one to ask too, because I remember seeing a shot that he did of Darth Vader with the busted helmet, like the whole side of his helmet was open, and he had said that was from two figures. Like he just took a drill and drilled out a bunch of the helmet, and then cut bits and pieces off of the other head and stuck it in the hole that he drilled. And I remember thinking, I'm gonna end up putting a drill bit through my finger if I try doing that shit.
Yeah, I'm always leery about doing anything like destructive near my figures. I'm like, I paid money for you. So that's why you'll never see like any like actual pyrotechnics in my shot.
Yeah, well, you know who's not afraid to do pyrotechnics is Catalyst Hobbies. He lights them off all the time, and to great success.
Very great success.
So another master's class that happened while I was not recording is the Masters of the Universe, or the Masters Class of the Universe, as I took to calling it while I was doing the write-ups and such. And this was Toy Addict 40S. As long as my microphone picked it up earlier, I talked a lot of good about him, and also Guitar Garth. If my microphone didn't pick it up, well, oh well, I'm editing most of it out. So I've been at this point, I had been putting up a lot of polls on the the UC Collabs page about what kind of masters classes people would be interested in seeing. And using those poll answers as kind of like to see, okay, so and so said they wanted to see Master's Class, and I'd reach right directly to them and say, hey, you wanted to see Master's Class? Do you want to be a part of it? So Guitar Garth and Toy 40S, they did the Masters of the Universe. We're gonna take a little shot of take a little look at these guys' shots. This one here from Toy 40S. I wish there was a way. I think I can give this a solo screen treatment here.
There we go.
There it is. He's got these He-Man tiki cups that he uses in a lot of his shots, and I absolutely fucking love them, and I wish I knew where to get them. But he is a extremely talented guy and very well known for his He-Man Masters of the Universe shot. So I was very fortunate to be able to get to be friends with him when Masters of the Universe come up. So I could be like, hey, remember how we're friends? So I need you to do a Masters class for Masters of the Universe. I feel like that's about how 80% of the Masters classes have been going lately. And this is the shot from Guitar Garth. Another great account. Be checking out. I love the contrast and the smoke, the atmosphere here going on. What is your thoughts?
I love the dual colors with it, with the smoke effects and kind of symbolizing the good versus evil aspects. And it's freaking it's quintessential He-Man. Like,
yes,
you can't be unhappy with a shot. It's just fantastic.
I mean, if you're looking for a He-Man shot, you want it to be He-Man and Skeletor.
Yeah. Or the meme.
With the Prince Adam.
Yeah. I'm not going to do it, but yeah.
Oh, yes. No, this is a Patreon exclusive. You got to do it now. If you said you're not going to, now you got to.
You got to pay me to do it.
Oh, well, this is a free Patreon. I should have mentioned that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll go back to phone photography here then. I missed this one as I was scrolling by. This actually happened before Masters of the Universe. You and I, we've hosted the Picbar a few times, and we watch the Picbar all the time. There's a big field of contention between what's real photography versus what's not real photography if you've used a phone. Not from the Picbar hosts, but like in the community in general. Doing phone or photography from your phone is kind of, people look down their nose at it from time to time. And I think as somebody who started out doing all of my shots with a phone, this was a very important a subject to me. And so I had to enlist some heavy hitters on this. Coxreate, as we all know from Toy Talk, and actually 112 Wonders is somebody that Fantastic Four put me onto from the Picbar. It does all of their shots in with an iPhone. I got where is that? There we go. They do all their shots from phones, and if anybody needs to know how difficult that is, do not look at these pictures because you wouldn't believe it's difficult. These guys make it look pretty damn easy. We got 112 Wonders shot here. And sidebar note, 112 Wonders does amazing diorama builds. And he said he only got into action figure photography because he was building and selling dioramas on his Etsy. So he got into doing the photography as a way to show off his dioramas that he built. So fantastic work from this guy. And Josh Cox Creates, always brings the heat. I think he says, I think he said something like he's got a Google phone and it's like it's all streams. Like you don't, or it's all streamlined. You ain't got to worry about it. You take a picture, it goes into one app from your camera, and bada bing, bada boom, you got a masterpiece. Have you always been, Clint? Have you always been, only camera, or did you ever dabble with any kind of work on your cell phone?
Always camera I because I started doing photography before there were even camera phones. So
Not to
and
put a date on it or anything.
but like it's the same camera I've had for like 15 years, so it still works great.
Oh, and this is the, oh shit. I messed something up here. God damn it. I think this is because it's the, let me go back here. I was trying to show off the promo for the Action Masters class. Oh my god. Secure your account. Blow it out your ass, Instagram. Yeah, you can't show reels on a StreamYard, by the way, in case anybody's ever wondering. Can't do it. I'll get back to where I was here. I'll go right to the,
I've seen it done.
well, I just seem to almost crash my computer doing it that way.
Well, that sounds like a personal problem.
Well, you know, if I've only been drinking since 2, it's not a big deal if I crash something. I
You
don't
get a late start.
see if we can get this to come back up this time. Or maybe it's because of the music. 'Cause I don't own the music. Oh my god, that's loud. Whole bunch of texts. It was a clever thing I was trying to do. Not a big deal.
Dude, this was
hoping it would get
hilarious.
There we go. Catalyst hobbies. And Sid Vicious toys. Now, I don't know how that just came across on your end, but holy shit, that was loud.
Probably not as loud as yours, but it's kind of loud.
I gotta figure out how to do that differential on fucking volume with Jesus. Anyways, so the next master's class was action shots. And it was Sid Vicious toys and Catalyst hobbies. 2 guys that I feel like they do a lot of work in they do a lot of great portrait style shots or a lot of thematic style shots, but they often do some really astounding action sequences that I felt like these 2 guys were pretty obvious choices to put on an action masters class. We got here with Sid Vicious's toys, or Sid Vicious toys shot. I can't remember what the hell this figure is called, but it's from Mezco. It's their one of their Rumble Society figures, and my favorite part, and it took me a little bit to even spot it at first, is this guy back here flying like he just got his ass blown up in the back. I think it's like I think this figure's like something like PX Hawk or something like that. But I love this shot with the perspective focusing, or the focus blur, as as more talented artists than I call it, focus blur. You know, everything up here in front is right in focus, very crisp, very clean, and to the background, you can see a lot of other things are going on, but they are blurred. And this guy flying his ass off back here is pretty amazing.
Oh yeah. It's always the little details that make a shot. Oh,
And
this is
Catalyst
brutal.
shot, Power Ranger, Red Mighty Morphin Power Ranger, going to war with some Tangas. And this is also, I would consider this kind of a kit bashing type thing, because this flame effect actually came with the Psycho Red Ranger and Lost Galaxy Red Ranger 2-pack
Ooh.
for all you Power Ranger nerds out there. So it's not exactly, it's kind of a kit bash. It's just using your parts for different shots. But these two guys did a very amazing job. Clint, as somebody that does a lot of action sequences in your photography,
Mhm.
can you kind of give us a little heads up, or not heads up, give us an idea why it's so difficult to pull out some amazing action sequences like that?
Well, the main thing is not all figures have great articulation, so you kind of have to work against that to get close to the shot in your idea, close to the idea in your head for a shot. So you also have to worry about things such as balance, gravity, and then making sure making sure you place the right elements in the right areas to get them in the right focus. A lot of moving parts that could go wrong at any second.
I seem to feel like the thing that I struggle the most with any kind of action sequences is getting everything lit up the way it should look.
Yeah.
And what always seems to fuck me over in the end is that I don't think about where shadows are landing from where I put my lights. And there sometimes shadows will fall across at some of the most unlikely places, the places that they should not be, and then it's almost like the whole shot is scrapped if you don't notice it until you're editing.
Yeah, and like editing out shadows is kind of a pain in the ass anyway. I mean, you can kind of darken brighter spots, but if you got a shadow, you're stuck with it.
Yeah, and that's coming from the Photoshop guru here. If you're using iPhone apps like I do, unless you're really good at iPhone apps, shadows can make or break a shot.
Mm-hmm.
And with action sequences where there's a lot going on, it could be easy to not be able to recover from that, especially if you're like me and you get a couple shots in and you're like, this is going to be perfect, and then you take everything down before you look at it again. And don't do that either.
Depending on the type of shot, what I like to do with some action shots is just take shots of the elements separately, just to make sure they're all put together correctly, and then put them together.
Mm-hmm.
But
like layering in multiple.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're pretty good at that.
That's bread and butter for the type of stuff I do. So I can rip up a photo in like 5 seconds.
Just a fucking day at the office for you.
Oh, you actually are right.
And this was a this is one of my most favorite master's classes that we've done recently. This is action figure photography from the articulated. Hold on, let me restart that. That's articulated comic book photography.
Yes.
For as long as there has been action figure photography on Instagram, there has been the ACBA, Articulated Comic Book Alliance, or Articulated Comic Book Art, whatever they call it. And some of them, and hold on to your britches here, people. Some of them, they're kind of assholes. They're like purists. You can't have any kind of photoshopped elements into it. Like if it's not intangible thing that's in your shot. It doesn't count to them. And to them, I have to say, go fuck yourself. But not really. Also, great work by you not having to add anything in. But this master's class was two of my favorite people in the action figure photography world. The incredible Unhuman and the amazing Cushy Mama, the first lady of the master's class, doing some comic book inspired photography, either whether it was recreating something from a comic book page, comic book cover, comic book story, and both of these artists are just, as I said earlier, if you're not following the Unhuman, then you've got some issues that you need to work out within your own brain, and you need to go be checking that page out. And same with Cushy Mama. Cushy Mama is an amazing artist as well. And these guys brought the noise on this comic book recreation, and I put in here in this collage picture too their inspiration off of it. So you can see Unhumans here with Catwoman using a McFarlane Blitz. Soak it in, Blitz. He's using the McFarlane, and it's better than anything that you can ever see as far as a Catwoman picture is concerned. I think this is from a cover of a Batman comic, or at least it's like a variant cover is what I think.
It's from Mortal Kombat versus DC.
Oh man, I was way off. Well, nonetheless, it's comic book inspired, and he nailed it.
Very much so.
And Cushy Mama over here, she did a shot that was from, I should know the comic book right off the top of my head because I have one.
You should.
I cropped it out. You see, I was trying to put more focus. It was my own fault.
You should instinctively know this.
It was from. It's back from when McFarlane used to do Spider-Man comics. I could tell you that.
Not good enough. You got to know the specific year, specific comic.
I'm not gonna Google it while I'm on camera.
Well, you gave me the same shit at Picbar last time.
Well, okay, all right, you're right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for doing that, then.
Yeah.
I didn't know that's what that felt like, and I'm sorry.
It doesn't feel good, does it?
It sure as hell doesn't feel good. So these are this was the, like I said, this is the ACBA master's class with Cushy Mama. Go follow her. It's at Cushy Mama on Instagram, and of course, as always, the good brother of the show at _human. Be checking them out on their Instagram pages. Immensely talented artists with their own styles of photography. And one thing I can tell you about Unhuman's shots is he does almost everything 100% tangible. It's like real effects. Like he doesn't really put much stock in the photoshopping or extra effects. It's 90% of the time tangible work that he does, which is amazing.
And it also helps that these are two just awesome people in general outside of their photography. So
yes.
Just good.
We got another run in here.
You're late.
Wepa!
Oh, Wepa! I know I'm late. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. Hi, guys.
Hello.
How's it going tonight, sir?
It's going. I'm so happy your lights look so much better than mine. I'm in my son's room because my light over there looks shitty. So, but hi, guys.
For anybody that is listening to the audio only, we've just been joined by the one and only Toy_Addict17, and Clint and I just been going through some master's class recaps after a good almost 30 to almost 40 minutes of me recording without my microphone on before he showed up. At least I'm pretty sure it was off. It was glowing the wrong colors. So moving on, we're gonna have some good content now.
That sounds fun.
So what is new in the world of Toy Addict 17?
Nothing much, honestly. Like I think so, I'm just enjoying life, enjoying the community, and enjoying everybody's photos, enjoying all the new accounts. Yeah, just having fun, man. That's what it's all about, and wanting to do I would say the newest thing would be like just wanting to come up with new ways to make it fun, not just toy picks, but like just like do like a bunch of collabs, or like just different little ideas and little things to throw out there just to make people kind of use their brain a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's just mainly fun. That's what I'm doing.
Yes, we haven't gotten into the collabing part of the show where we promote some upcoming collabs, but you do have a wildly popular collab going on right now. That's I think we've all been very happy to participate in and to witness.
Yes. So I mean, I'm blushing. Thank you. So yes, I have I brought back the Black and Wednesdays. So Black and Wednesdays started, I believe, in October is when I first started doing it. Well, actually, when it really started. So it was basically, it all started from like we did Shutter Slam with Toy Talk. And I remember one of the themes for Shutter Slam was black and white. One of the challenges was a black and white image, a shot, a photo, whatever. So, I remember a lot of folks saying that they struggled a lot with just like black and white shots. And I've always felt like black and white shots are like, there's something about like how elegant it looks. And it what I'm saying, minus like just no color and just all black and white. So, I had thought of this idea of like doing this thing where like for an entire month. It was actually a challenge for myself, honestly. Like I was telling myself that, for the whole month of like, I remember it was September. For the whole month of September, I'm going to do black and white shots only, just so I could, see how much I could come up with. But then a lot of folks started kind of like pitching, hey, yeah, maybe I'll do that too. I'm going to start doing that too. And I was like, well, maybe I should start a collab. And then it became this whole big thing where, it was my first official collab. I had my own my first official hashtag, which is TA_Black and Wednesdays with an S at the end.
Yes.
And then, so now, we did that for the whole month of October. And then, here we are in February and we're black and Wednesdays with a splash of red. So what I did was I switched it up where we continued the black and white theme, but now I'm just adding like one specific color. So right now it's black and white with a hint of red, and so far everybody's shots have come out so beautiful. So I'm excited.
Yeah, it's always I feel like there is a lot of nerves. You get a little bit of nervous energy when you're coming up with an idea or you're about to launch an idea. So for the Hoodcast AF Patreon network and for the UnworthyAF YouTube, did you have any kind of inhibitions or not wanting to launch this?
I did at some point where I felt like, I don't know. I just felt like, you don't want to start again. I always kind of like second guess myself when I'm doing things, like, especially when I'm doing something this big where like a bunch, because my biggest fear was like nobody would like want to do it, or I would have like the same, same group of people from my circle to want to do it. You know what I'm saying? Which is great. Which is, listen, I could have both you guys doing it and I would be happy. You know what I'm saying? Because that's it. That's what matters. But like, again, like I was really hesitant. I didn't really want it. Like I said it, but then I really didn't want to do it. But then, I'm not gonna mention any names, but somebody really pushed me to want to do it. I was like, no, fuck that, you're gonna do it. So, I went with it. It was, I got the confidence to do it. I pitched it to people, and again, just the level of support, and like I got a lot of support from like, just helping me, promote it and, putting it out there, and everybody showing it love, and we're gonna try this out, and even better, just having like people I've never spoken to say, hey, I'm gonna try this. This is a good idea. Let me do this. I want to do this. I want to, so it's, a lot of people reached out to me and say, hey, where are you gonna bring it back? And that's the reason why I brought it back for February. But again, yeah, at some point there was a point where it was like it was not gonna happen at all. Like I was
you were pretty set against it.
Yeah, I was, and I think it was more of the fear of just not being I don't know, it not being like as like interesting for people to do, because again, it's just for me, I love black and white shots. Not everybody loves black and white shots. Not everybody likes that. So the fact that I got as many people to participate, and it wasn't like something like I begged everybody, please participate in my collab, please. It was nothing like that when I wanted to at first, but then it was more like, hey, this is dope. Like, I want to try this. And, people got involved. And like I said, like the people, even the folks that I remember saying that they had trouble doing black and white shots, they did a great job.
Yeah. I remember thinking back to the first Black and Wednesdays in October.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of shots that I think on my first episode here, I talked about some of the shots that that people had been putting up, and I do remember some of them being people that were talking about how they weren't very comfortable doing black and white shots, and then seeing the work that came out of some of these accounts that were afraid to do it. It was pretty inspiring.
It was. It really was.
And I do remember a lot of the shots from the first time around in October. I remember thinking, oh man, if they had a splash of this color, or there was a couple shots where it was like, oh man, if they had a little bit of green streaking through here, a little bit of blue streaking through here, oh man, it would look great.
Yeah. So
I'm glad that you moved on.
Again, it was one of those things.
Sorry, go ahead.
No. You kind of broke up a little bit there, but no, I agree. I think I'm really happy that I did move on, because that's one of the things that I struggle with the most sometimes. It's just confidence of wanting to do something. When I first started toy photography, like one of my biggest things that I dealt with was just having the confidence to want to become better. I mean, like I said, I don't consider myself an expert or anything like that, because I'm not, but I also do realize that I've grown so much, and I've learned so much from a lot of people. So now I have this little sense of like confidence where I'm more of where I take more risks now, and I don't mind. And it's not something where I am my biggest critic, my own biggest critic, but like I'm not worried about whether the shot's gonna have like 1 billion likes or anything like that. It's basically like me just doing something just for fun. And again, this was fun. This was always meant to be fun. And again, I think that everybody just basically just pitching in and saying, hey, I'm down for this, let's do this. And even doing shots himself, it kind of inspired me like to want to do more. And it motivated me more, and it gave me that boost of confidence. So I'm really happy. And the whole adding the color thing, I mean, that was just something that, I mean, it was necessary. It was like the right thing to do, because it was the right thing to do. So I wanted to make it fun. So I mean, I had plans down further down, but like right now I'm just enjoying black and white and red right now.
There's been a lot of good shots that have come through with the black and white with a hint of red.
Yeah.
Have you at all had any plans on what might be the next color that you go to?
Well, so yeah, so the talk is, and I actually promoted it, and thanks to you again. Thanks to you again. I promoted
You say that like it's a bad thing.
it's not. No, it's not. And you know what it is? I say that hesitantly because I know you're one of those guys that it's like, hey, this is your idea. No, you're such a humble guy. So that's why I say it with caution because like I don't want to get cussed the fuck out. But yes, you know, again, thank you. You've been such a big support and like even like with the just promoting it and like and just not even promoting it, like being like a big like cheerleader for me, and not just a cheerleader for me, but a cheerleader for a lot of the folks in the community, and not just Clintastic, AB, the guys at the Picbar, the guys from Toy Talk, everybody from the community just being big cheerleaders. You know what I'm saying? And that motivates me, and that makes me feel good. Like when I feel, I feel discouraged or I feel like, oh, I really don't want to do this. I really don't want to put myself out there like that. For you to be like, yeah, let's do it. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Like you having more motivation than me gives me motivation to do it. So, I forgot what the question was.
What your next color might be.
So the next color, I promote. I already showed it. So the next color, because it is the month of March, and we're going into the month of March. We're going into St. Patrick's Day. The color is going to be green. So it's going to be black and white with the hint of green, and it kind of works well too because our buddy Green Geek 88, his birthday's in March.
Yeah,
and it works so well because it'll be a perfect kind of collab. And also too, because that's our guy, and he's great, so it kind of fits well. And again, it's just having fun, you know what I'm saying? Like, and even now, even like with the whole like promotional thing, like if you see it, like I cannot wait to see these shots. Like black, white, and red looks so good, but like I could only imagine what black, white, and green is gonna look like, and it's I can't wait. It's exciting, and I want to see what people come up with. But I think the most exciting thing about it that I'm most excited for is that I can't wait to see what the newer accounts come up with, because a lot of the newer accounts are like, I don't know what it is. They're like their self-esteem is getting built because they're like, hey, I'm a part of this, but it also challenges me, and they've been doing such a good job. So I'm excited, man. And I mean, as far as like what comes after green, just wait and see. I don't know. I'll come up with
a whole rainbow of colors.
Yeah, right. It's a whole rainbow of colors. I don't know.
Yeah. So let's take a look here at some of the black and white with a splash of red that's been going on so far, if you don't mind. We got zombie clown _photography. I don't know what this figure is. I just know it's from anime, but
it's like a Naruto character. I just don't know what's the name of the character, unless he Kakashi. Yeah, Kakashi.
So I'm gonna take a little second here to pull the curtain back, and I don't mind telling you guys that I have a hard time with the black and white and red look, because most of it looks gray to me because I am partially colorblind. I can't see greens and reds, but when it's done right, like I can see the little brightness right here on his eye. So that's where the red's at.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's a great shot. And this is something that I would see in a black and white, and I would be like, oh man, there should be a little splash of whatever color right here, whatever this guy's eye color should be.
Yeah.
So this is a great shot from Zombie Clown. And we got the man himself, Boy, bringing it to us with the bloodshot.
Getting the party started.
Getting the party, yeah.
Kicking it right off, and not a horror figure. Not a horror figure. Is this a figure that's got like some comic book stylization to it? Because it almost looks like the abs are like cross-hatched, like comic book.
Yeah, so this figure is done by 3-0, and it's their first 112 line. And yeah, so they stylized it to make it look like a comic book. photo, so you can see kind of like the lines and the shading a little bit around the muscles. But it's a fantastic figure, and it was perfect for this shot because he's already basically black and white with red. So he was like the perfect mascot for this entire collab. So it was a no-brainer to use him. So,
and it's not Vin Diesel.
Yes, thank goodness. Thank goodness it's not.
We got Roma Toys 89 here with a nice Man Thing shot. You know, these little splashes of color in these black and white photos really adds something to it. I kept calling it Sin City vibes because like that whole movie, it was like black and white with a little bit of color here and there.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I just love it. I absolutely love it.
I love this figure. I want this figure so bad.
We got Hoodcast AF. I don't think my microphone picked it up earlier, so this is a shot that I was talking about earlier from the UnworthyAF hashtags with I think RoboCop is probably the best person the Wolfpack could add to the NWO. Green Geek 88.
Mm-hmm.
There has been a lot of participation. So, what do you? Whether there, where would it have been? How am I trying to say this? What kind of participation? If you had seen it, they would have been like, "That's it. I'm not doing another one." Or because it meant something to you, would that not have mattered really?
I don't think it would have mattered because the initial intent for it was, and I said this, the intention for that collab was really the original motivation for that collab was for me because I wanted to do black and white and I wanted to do something different. And honestly, I don't think it would have. I think in the beginning when I started toy photography, it would have been one of those things where like if nobody, I would have been like, I would never do this again. But because I've gotten to the point where, it's fun. It's a fun thing to do. And I think we all bring something different to the community, and that's what makes it special. So I think now, like right now where I'm at, I don't think it would have mattered. I think it would have been, I still would have continued doing it. It would have been me the whole month of October doing black and white shots. I probably would have done every day. I probably would have done all 31 days in October. I probably would have done that. But had there not been like other collabs that I was participating during that time, because I remember there were a couple during that time, but had there not been those, I probably would have challenged myself. And you know what? That may be something in the future. That may be something where instead of every Wednesday, let's do if it's 31 days in that month, let's do 31 days of black and white with a hint of teal.
There's got to be at least 30 colors in the rainbow. Each day is a different color.
Exactly. And it's funny because we were talking about this not too long ago. A buddy of mine gave me a good idea. He was like, dude, it'll be so nice if you had a t-shirt that said Black and Wednesdays, and in the back do like a world tour, and then have each month with the color you're going to use and whatever days they are, like whatever Wednesdays, or like the starting of the first Wednesday of that month to the end of that Wednesday in each month. And I was like, man, that would be a dope ass shirt.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the reaction of the reaction of this one now, I don't know. I feel like this one has become more popular than the first one was because now we're adding colors to it. So, going back to your question, dude, I think I would have just continued to do it now. I would have continued. No problem.
Clint, if you could fantasy cast the next Black and Wednesdays with a splash of, what would be the color?
Ooh. Aqua.
Aqua?
Mm-hmm.
That's a very specific color. Do you have four figures that you could do black and white and aqua with?
Damn, yeah. I forgot what it looks like.
There's always a way.
Yeah, well, that's true. I mean, you could just do Iceman freezing people in different shades of being frozen.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, my bad. Didn't mean to give it away. I would have to say, so my favorite color, a lot of people don't know this, but my favorite color is pink. So I would really like to do a black and white pink.
That would be dope.
I mean, this is a Patreon exclusive show, so I could tell you why my favorite color is pink, but my kids are awake in the next room, so I got to kind of try to keep it PG. But you know what I'm talking
So,
about.
Toy Addict, when are you giving Unworthy the pink?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to give it to him soon. So, so I'm gonna have to give him pink soon. You know what would be a really, really good color? Black and white with a hint of gold.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that would be good too.
Like,
See, that becomes the debate whether you consider gold a shade of yellow.
that's right. I agree.
I'm not debating it. I'll gold plate everything. Take a look at all the logos I tried making with gold. I'll gold plate everything.
Where I mean, and I'm only thinking this because again, my mind, like I've thought about like different colors and stuff like that, but I've always like if I when I think of gold, I think of royalty, right? Royalty colors, like just the royal family, king or queen. So like it would be nice to like add that, but I mean, this is gonna come like right now. I'm enjoying black, white, and red right now, and so I can't wait to like see what else I could come up with. And sometime, and I don't know, maybe in the future it won't be a color. Maybe it will be a certain, like I know I said no lines. Maybe it'll be a certain line. Well, I'll say, hey, Black and Wednesdays is gonna be a line, and then maybe I may say, hey, for the whole month of June, I'm gonna do black and white shots. But I'm only gonna take photos of X-Men. That's all I'm gonna do. And again, it makes it fun because it takes somebody like me that is, stuck in this certain line of figures and just do. I have my own thing going, and it kind of pushes me. It takes me out of that element and puts me in a different element now. So, that'd be dope. So I don't know. I would love to see.
I think you should do an entire month of. And Blitz has to be like he has to be the main presenter. It has to be an entire month of black and white McFarlane shots.
That'd be perfect.
Black and McFarlane.
Black and McFarlane. That's right, motherfuckers.
Instead, he'll be the logo, not me.
Someone should do a shot of The Shining, but with Toddy Mac busting through the door
and Blitz running
being
scared.
Shelley Duvall.
Yes, I agree.
We need to get somebody that makes like legit face prints of the Picbar guys and the Rowdy Boy guys, and we got to get them put on figures so that we could do shit like that.
Yeah. That would be dope. I mean, I think the closest to a Blitz figure, I told him this. I don't know the character's name, but the scalper from Toy Story 2.
Yeah,
they're coming out with one of them.
No, I know. I saw it, and I told Blitz that I was like, dude, if I get this, I'm definitely gonna customize. I'm gonna get him a hat, a red hat. I'm gonna get him a hoodie. This is gonna be you. And every shot is gonna be you. So because it comes with the glasses and everything, I'm like, that's perfect. That's Betty right there.
No, Isaac. All I can imagine is Blitz is what's his name from Seinfeld, because that's who did that guy's voice.
Oh yeah, that's right. I don't know the guy's name.
Wait. With that in mind, could we take that figure of him from Jurassic Park and then customize them into?
I think you'd have to. We'd have to try that out for sure.
Yeah.
At midnight or 88 figs. They do the custom stuff, so that would be dope.
All right, so Toy Addict, if you had to figure out a figure to use as Clint that's not Gambit or an X-Men, like you had to make a Fantastic Four accurate figure, what are you going to use?
I'm going to use the Wolverine mold. No. Honestly, I don't know.
Did you hear that? He just unfollowed you.
Right. We're no longer friends.
You're my burn book.
I don't know. I only associate Clintastic with Gambit. That's all I associate him with. So it's really hard. It's really hard when I have this whole app, because we, for everybody's listen, we have our own little avatars, characters that we use. So anytime I see those characters, that's who I don't call Thor anymore. I look at Thor, I think of Unworthy. When I see Miles Morales Spider-Man, I think of AB. When I see
AB.
Gambit, I think of Clintastic. When I see Jason, I see Jason. I don't see me.
So I have a very close approximation of what I would use if I had to make a custom Clintastic 4. I'd have to find a hat, but I think that this is going to be a lot less disrespectful than using Wolverine. Okay. So picture this. You're walking through the toy aisle of Target, right?
Yeah.
And you go to the action figure aisle and you're not finding what you're looking for. It's not there. You go to, because it's not going to be in the regular action figure aisle. It's going to be in the entertainment aisle with the NECAs and the higher end toys. Yeah. You're going to walk through there and you're going to be like, I've seen it in here before, but it's not here anymore. So then you're going to have to do the best thing that you can, and you're going to have to walk down to the clearance aisle. And this isn't because Clint belongs on clearance. That's because that's where you're going to find the Stranger Things Ninja Turtles crossover and that Hopper figure.
You think
that Hopper, that Playmates Stranger Things Hopper figure from that 2-pack from Ninja Turtles and Stranger Things? You put a hat on him, and you put a little bit more of a goatee on him, and you got Clintastic 4 all day.
I don't have a goatee.
All day, it's Clintastic 4.
He doesn't have a goatee though.
You did right up until yesterday, didn't you?
No, I've never had a goatee, dude.
I thought you had a little bearded goatee thing going on.
No, never.
All right, well, I'll cut the goatee off then. I mean, we're getting away from the point that you look like Hopper from Stranger Things. That's less disrespectful than Wolverine, isn't it?
Yeah, but I wouldn't say it's respectful. I'm kidding.
Well, I mean, if you're less offended at, are you more offended at Hopper or Wolverine?
Wolverine.
Okay, see?
Fuck Logan.
Fuck him. Fuck him and the horse he rode in on.
And that horse is Sabretooth.
I'll take Sabretooth.
He is badass though. Sabretooth.
Yeah. I still have not opened the Sabretooth that I got on eBay for a steal. I fucking robbed that guy. I got that for nothing. I still haven't opened it yet. I'm afraid to. What if he fucked something up on purpose? Then I'm gonna be mad. Oh shit. So, what's going on with Toy Talk? What we got going on and coming up with any plugs you want to get in for them?
Yeah. So we have as our next guest, and I'm gonna look her up to make sure I'm getting her name right. But I believe is for our next guest we have Sir Dork's fiance. I believe her name is she goes by Harley Quinn or something like that. She's a cosplayer. She does cosplaying, so she's gonna
not
be
Miss Quinn. Man, I would have, or not Miss Dork. I would have assumed it was Miss Dork.
You know what? Out of respect for
they're not married yet.
Well, out of respect for Sir Dork, I'm gonna call her Mrs. Sir Dork because she's gonna be Mrs. Sir Dork anyway. So I call her Mrs. Sir Dork. But I know the future, right? So she's gonna be on, and she's gonna she's gonna be a guest on Monday, and we're gonna first time, I believe it's gonna be the first time we have a cosplayer on Toy Talk. So we've been kind of venturing out. We've done a lot of toy makers, toy dial makers, toy stores. So this will be the first cosplayer that we have. So she's gonna just basically, talk about cosplaying, what goes into cosplaying. I mean, we see it at conventions all the time. So it's gonna be exciting. And again, she from what I've seen in videos and even with their kind of chemistry, she has a lot of she has the kind of the same positive attitude that Sir Dork has, and I'm excited.
What did you say her IG name is?
I gotta I gotta look it up. I gotta make sure. I know it's like Harleen Quinn or something like that. She maybe Sir Dork has it here.
Let's see if I can pull her up here.
Yeah, I don't want to mispronounce her name, but I know she does cosplaying, so it's exciting. So to have someone that does cosplaying and just kind of go run through. I mean, because even me at my first convention, I tried cosplaying. My first New York Comic Con, I wore a Superman onesie. I have a photo of that. Like, that's when I had hair. I had long hair at the time. So I was a long-haired Hispanic Superman. So yeah, it was exciting. But yeah. So
you guys have been having quite a bit of different options for Toy Talk on there, as far as who you show or who you showcase or who you have as guests with. Chubsy Wubsy was on Red Wagon Dioramas.
D Blake makes.
Yes, D Blake makes, always giving away stuff on that show. If you guys aren't following the Toy Talk for You YouTube channel, you need to get off your asses, because if Toy Talk isn't giving stuff away, D Blake is there always giving stuff away.
Yeah.
So you should be tuned into that.
We had Detour Customs on there one time, and he gave away 2 Mythic Legions to just people saying, "Hey, I've been looking for this Mythic Legion." He said, "Dude, just give me your address. DM me your address. I'll send it to you." He gave 2 away, two Mythic Legion figures.
Jeez.
Just like that, just giving them away. So yeah, we've had a lot of great people, and Fox 4 Toys, Animal Warriors of the Kingdom. We've had Sir Dork. We've had dial makers like Lone Wolf. Lone Wolf, that's my guy right there. I love Lone Wolf. Lone Wolf Labs. We've had a couple of like other people like Toying Around and his show. He has a great show. Check him out. Unboxing Art. We're always on. Unboxing Art's always been on with us. He's come on a couple of times. We had a good selection of people. I think it's nice to get like just different. That's why I'm excited so much for this Monday, because I don't think we've had a cosplayer ever. So, it's nice to get something new and fresh. And like I said, her, from what I've seen, she has, such good positive vibes like Sir Dork does. And it'll be nice to see like her talking about him instead of him talking about her. So it's going to be nice. It's exciting. It's a beautiful,
the real story.
Yeah, right. We're going to get it right.
I can't seem to find which one she is on my search, so I was gonna bring her page up to give her a little promo plug here.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like, I would say like the cosplay community is like the cousin of our toy community. Those are
absolutely.
That's the next community we connect to the most, because a lot of my followers and the people I follow are cosplayers, and it's a mutual enjoyment of each other's stuff. So. An easy jump to there.
Yeah, I remember when I first got into trying to set up the master's class, one of the things that I had thought about was doing like not like a versus thing, but like a collaboration between a cosplayer and a toy photographer, where like the cosplayer and the photographer try to match each other's shot, or the photographer tries to match one of the cosplayer shots, like the posing and the lighting and stuff like that. But that'd be a very hard one to try to make work right away.
A lot of times, because in some cases the cosplayer doesn't hire someone to do that photography, so it's
But yeah, I agree with you. The cosplay community is definitely, I think, goes in many ways, it goes hand in hand with what we do.
Yeah.
So how about you, Clint? You got any plugs, any upcoming events, anything that you want to talk about that might be in the works for you?
Let's see. Nope. I'm just living, baby.
Well, I have a Clintastic thing that's coming up.
All right.
I don't know if we set a date, so I don't know if it's. I don't think we set a date, but there is a Clintastic 4 Masters class coming up.
Oh yeah.
I'm really
excited
hoping
for
it's. I'm really hoping it's going to be this month. Really, I think right now all he's waiting on is me to actually follow through with it. So
Yeah.
So that's going to be the photos. I'm hoping that my main goal here is that what him and I do for this master's class is going to propel him into doing his own show. No pressure if it doesn't. No pressure if it doesn't. But if it does, I want to be able to give him all the promotion that I can for this and really use it as a launch pad.
I'm
So
already
he's
subscribed. So just so you know, I'm already subscribed.
You better. We'd hunt you down if you weren't.
yeah, fucking find your ass. You're gonna regret not subscribing. So the master's class is going to be like a Photoshop deal, but that's going to be the first master's class that only has one artist as the focus, because we're going to take the ever talented Clintastic 4's Photoshop skills and we're going to put it on a very lackluster photographer's photography picture. And he's going to turn it into a masterpiece of proportions that you've never seen before. Like they're going to have to write new scriptures in the Bibles about Photoshop.
All right, I will calm down.
Where did this go? I thought you were gonna start doing the Ric Flair voice again.
I was trying to get all preachy here.
Yeah.
Oh my brother!
I was like, we're getting Ric Flair again.
Oh, I feel the power of Clintastic 4 coming down on me, brother.
As we get struck by lightning.
No.
But that is something to be looking out for. We were talking about the master's class a little bit here tonight, and Clintastic 4's Photoshop master's class, patent pending, or trademark pending, I should say.
Shouldn't it be like a master's challenge as opposed to a class?
Well, no, because you're going to take a picture, and a very lackluster picture, by the way, and turn it into a masterpiece. And that's the master class in itself. It's like how you can take shit and turn it into gold without being a snake oil salesman. Tailor fitted for you.
I'm excited for that. Can't
It's
wait.
gonna be fun.
It is. And it's going to showcase how much of a master you are in your craft. Because you are a master at your craft.
Absolutely.
And you're a master, but a humble master, because you're always willing to help somebody out. We're just too fucking lazy to actually sit down and take the lesson. Like me, I'm lazy as shit.
Well, like for me, it's funner to help someone else with their own idea than to come up with my own idea, because they already have the thought, the idea, the spark, the idea in their head. I can just get them to get it executed, but as opposed to coming up with the idea and strategy yourself, that takes a lot more work. So if I can help someone out get their idea of their final shot to what they thought in their head, I'm happy for it. I love doing it.
So, Clint, if you had a nickel for every time somebody asked you to
I could have had a hot toy.
Advice on how to, okay, you knew where I was going. Okay.
Oh yeah.
How many times has somebody been like, "Hey, how do I do this?" And how, on average, how many minutes was it before you were like, "Oh my fucking god, let me just do it for you"?
Well, this person, I'm very familiar.
No names, names, by the way.
Do. No names. I'm very familiar with how much this person can do. And I'm like, by the time I explain this, hand it off to him, I could have already had this done. So I'm going to tell him how I did it, but just I'm a busy person. Let's get this going.
Yeah, let's cut right to the fucking cheese and crackers on this. You
But
know
I
what?
do try
Clint, you
to-
are a very humble human being, and you are you're much like another this other unnamed person where you're like, I don't want too much credit being put on me. But I think once I find out who did the other thing that we're not talking about, I'm going to arrange with them about having a We Are Clintastic collab going on, so that everybody can
Yeah.
showcase just how fantastic you are and how much of a big help you are to the community, because you're one of the unsung heroes.
Aw.
Yes. You
Oh,
are.
he says.
And it'll give me
You
an
are.
excuse to open a sideshow gambit when it arrives. It'll give me an excuse to. So
Okay.
that'll be awesome. So that'll be great. Yeah, I'm down for something like that.
I do have my own, depending if I'm getting close to a follower milestone, so I think I might do something. Might be doing a photo challenge in the near future.
Okay.
Very good.
Possibly,
There you go.
by the way, it's tracking possibly April or March, and I have
Very good.
have a really good idea for it. So,
What's
stay
the
tuned.
milestone?
2,000 followers.
Very good.
That's awesome, man.
So, just crossed 19. So,
Woo. Oh man, you're like right there.
yeah. So it's happening sooner than I expected. So I'm like, okay.
Now, when you do this, are you going to wait until you're like 2,100 or something? Because I've seen a lot of people who do it at like, I just hit 1,500 followers, and we're gonna do this giveaway. And then when you go to their page, they're like at 1498 because like the bots dropped off. And
I would say like at least 20 over to be for that safety net.
you know, $2,000, 2,000 followers, that ain't nothing to scoff at. So this bush light's for you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
I don't have a Bush Light, but I have my phone.
It's very much impressive. Our buddy Green just hit a milestone as well and did a giveaway and a hashtag, and that was pretty wildly successful.
Mm-hmm.
That does bring me into something I wanted to talk about, because it's been a topic, not Green Geeks thing, but it's been a topic that has been on a lot of the other YouTube shows, podcast shows. It's kind of, I would guess people would call it a hot button topic. Do you guys feel like too many people put too much faith or too much stock and invest too many feelings into what their following count is and what their like counts are and things of that nature?
Yes and no. Like, I'm very much a subscriber. If you build it, they will come. I like to be patient, but at the same time, I mean, we're not getting paid for this, so that's kind of our validation, like our currency. So I get why people do put a lot of feelings into that, but I'm more in the mindset, just be patient, keep doing what you do. Eventually down the road, there will be like just a spark, and then everyone will, like, not everyone, but there will be a turnaround to.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
That's where my thoughts on that falls.
So, but do you ever get disheartened if you made something and you feel like you've put a lot of time into it and you feel like it's really great? You ever get that little disheartening feeling like, oh man, this has only got, in your case, this has only got 500 likes, man. This is pissing me off.
Yes, and initially, yes, because like not so much that they didn't get the likes, but the shots that did get the like that. Because there's this one group shot I did last year. I half-assed it, and one of my highest like shots, and I'm like, I was bitter towards that shot. And so, because there were a lot of other shots I was more proud of, but you just gotta let that stuff slide. I mean, you can't predict like what's gonna grab people's attention. So
yeah,
you just gotta put it out there, see what happens.
it comes in waves. It does. It really does. Especially with likes, I feel like it comes in waves. Like I'll have some that will produce way better than I ever thought they would, and then ones that I'm like, oh man, this is gonna hit, and then it's like 68 likes, and are these motherfuckers blind or something? This is gold that I'm giving them.
Yeah, right.
How about you, Danny? Do you ever get what do you put into, how much stock do you put into the likes and the follows, and do you ever get disheartened by the performance of your post?
There's a famous a very wise young man once told me that as long as I can have three likes, but as long as I know those are the three realest motherfuckers that I know, then a lot of likes won't matter to me. And it's true, because and I used to in the beginning when I first started, because I used to in the beginning when I first started, but then again, I had to kind of like step back and remind myself that, hey, listen, I'm just starting this. Some people have been doing this for a long time and they've started. And I think, honestly, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me as much because I know the algorithm is all over the place, and that's fine. And I'm not on there. I think I'm like a perfect example of like, I think currently right now I'm at like almost 1,800 followers, and I've been on that for a while. Like I haven't reached 2,000. I haven't reached, and some people have asked me, I was like, oh, I'm surprised you ain't that like more. But I'm like, but that's the point. I don't have to like, I'm now out seeking likes. I mean, I appreciate all the likes and I appreciate all the follows. But what I appreciate more is like someone like, having like a simple conversation with me about stuff, or like, me just like boosting people's self-esteem up and stuff like that. I don't focus too much on that. Like, more for me now is more like I take a shot, and I'm the same way. Sometimes I'll take a photo and I'll hate the photo. I'm like, why the hell did I do this? I'm just gonna post it because I want to post something, and then I will get like a lot of likes on it, and I'm like, what the fuck? But again, it's just, you get the same old repeated people that come and they show your pictures love, and the ones that actually like your photo because they actually like your photo, but the ones that actually like your photo because they want you to like back their stuff, which I still do because I'm like that. I'm supporting everybody, but that kind of stuff really doesn't bother me, honestly. Like, again, I could get 3 likes in a photo and I could work so hard on it, I could care less. As long as, I'm happy with it, then that's all that matters. As long as I'm happy with it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
I hear a lot of people. There's a few shows that I listen to, and I'm not gonna name any names off, but there's some accounts on Instagram that get all severely butthurt about the performance of their posts, and I try to curb my opinion on that sort of behavior and the whining and crying about it, because I know, and Clintastic could probably attest to this, at a certain time when I first began, I whined and cried about, like, I can't believe I not, how come I'm only getting 15 likes? And it's like, well, I know that now that I know Clint a little bit better, I'm sure his inner monologue was probably something to the effect of, motherfucker, you only been doing this 2 months. What do you expect? Like, but there's also like some bigger pages that are like, oh, all you hear is, oh, IG algorithm and things getting shadow banned and nobody's liking my stuff. Like, this is bullshit. We need a new platform. And it's just, I don't know. I think people put too much stock in what people the perception of their work.
I think in their defense.
Yeah.
In their defense, I would say, and again, we all take all this different, right? We all like take, we all like handle the algorithm different. We're all different, right? Mm-hmm. So sometimes when I've had conversation with people that, the algorithm really affects them and stuff like that. And it's always the same. It's always the same thing where they feel like, they put in so much work into a shot or into a dio, or I've heard people, talk about, that, they would have possibly had a sponsor because they're trying to make that a job. You know what I'm saying? That's their passion.
Yes.
They're trying to make a job. So I could understand where they come from as far as being frustrated because, again, it can be discouraging. It can be like when you put in so much work and so much effort into a shot where you're like, hey, this is me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Again, it's just like I think we just all handle things different.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make them better than us that don't take it serious, and it doesn't make us better than they are. You know what I'm saying? It's just, again, everybody has their way of like dealing with things. But again, I could see where someone that has worked really hard and, feeling discouraged about being shadow banned or even like, just, not getting the same kind of like traction they used to and stuff like that. So, you know what I'm saying? I always tell those people, just keep doing it, man. Just keep pushing and, eventually something's going to work out. You know what I'm saying? It's not their fault. It's not like it's something they're doing wrong. It's just, that's just how the algorithm is overall. So,
Yeah.
But again, I in their defense, I could see why that could be discouraging because, again, it was discouraging for me and I was just starting and it could be discouraging for anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like you put in all this time and all this effort into something and you're not getting what you want. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, does that matter? No, but it does feel good for somebody to, for it to, it does feel good. But, like I said, to each their own. If that's something that you're passionate about and that's something that really affects you, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, the best advice I could say is just keep trying and eventually things will get better. And I hope they get better. And as far as for me, I'm here to have fun. I don't go to sleep thinking about toys. I don't wake up in the morning thinking about toys.
What?
You don't?
I have too many children. I have too many children to think about that. My mornings are, I would think of, I got to get to work on time. I got to make sure my kids eat breakfast and I got to make sure they make it to the daycare on time. And I make it to work on time. And
that's the real life shit.
Yeah. Like, that's what I mean. Like, I'm focused more on like real life shit. Like, I'm focused more on like, I don't know. Like my favorite phrase. I'd rather be the guy that was known and will always be known as being the most supportive than being the guy that has the most likes or the best photos. I'd rather be that guy.
Yep.
Honestly, I could get 68 likes and you could have 1 billion likes. And guess what? I'm still going to be supporting everybody. I'm still going to be doing anything because it's just fun. So, but I mean, I do have respect for those who like it affects them. I do understand. Like I can see it.
Yeah, one of my most that whenever you say that, because that is one of your favorite things to say, and I agree with you. It always reminds me of there's this song by Slaughterhouse, and Royce the 5'9" says, "By the time I'm done and dead, I'll be remembered for more shit being done than said," and that's always one of the things that I always thought was like, wow, that's impactful. Like that's important thing within the community as well. Like it's better to, if you're going to talk about it, you better do it. You got to do it. You're going to be supportive to people. If you're going to talk about being supportive to people, you better be supportive to people. If you want to be remembered for doing everything that you said and then some, then you need to follow through.
Well, and also too, one of the most beautiful things that I think it's a beautiful thing when you hear, I've heard a lot of people say, and I've heard like when people have spoken about me, I've heard I love it more when they talk about me or where they like mention me in like a live or something. They always say, I love it more when they say he's such a supportive guy in the community than when they say, I get like, to me, somebody saying that I'm a big supporter in the community is like saying that my shot. That's even better than you saying that my picture.
Absolutely.
That's way better, because that means that I'm actually out there maybe inspiring somebody, maybe motivating somebody, because again, you don't know what people go through. You don't know, real life shit. You don't know what people are dealing with behind, what you get on IG is not what you get in real life. You don't know what people deal with. So just like little things like, hey, you're doing a good job, man. Hey, listen, just keep having fun. Hey, if you ever need help, I'm not an expert, but I'll do my best to teach you. I'll show you whatever. Or, hey, I'm glad to have you aboard. Hey, welcome to the family. Welcome to the family. Little things like that, because this is our outlet, and that's what it's supposed to be. And like, and be honest with you, unfortunately, we do sometimes get people that they kind of ruin it. They ruin it with, not their hearts. They have the right tools, but their hearts are not in the right place. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because they add a competitive element to it, which I don't like that.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, how many, let's be honest, how many big accounts do we share their photos? We love on their photos. We say, hey, you're an inspiration to me. Thank you. This is why Sir Dork is the GOAT. I love Sir Dork, because Sir Dork is one of those guys for me that he's inspired so many people that to me, sometimes I feel like I know it's impossible, but he takes the time to acknowledge everyone. He takes the time to acknowledge everyone. Like one of the greatest things that I've experienced I've had with him was I used to tag him on a lot of my shots. And again, it was more for just like, because he inspired me, and I want to show him, hey, you inspired me. This is how I'm progressing, because you motivate me to progress. And I apologize to him for tagging him. I say, hey, listen, I'm sorry for tagging you so much. And being as humble as he is, he's like, dude, you could tag me as many times as you like. Like, keep tagging me. Your shots are great. You're doing such a good job. And it's crazy, because I use those same words with other folks, like new accounts, and I feature them. Hey, thank you for featuring me, dude. Hey, please tag me in all your shots. I want to show love to all of them. Tag me in all of them. I use that, you know what I'm saying? So it's like a domino effect, you know what I'm saying? So, when these people get the confidence and they are confident of taking shots and they're being loved, and, they do it to somebody else, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like, I love that Sir Dork does that. And I love that he's that guy, you know what I'm saying? He's that guy for me and for a lot of them. So, you know what I'm saying? But again, like, I don't know. I'm rambling.
No. I gotta say, I agree with something that both of you said. I agree with you, Toy Addict, that I always enjoy hearing people talk about me more in my capacity of supportiveness, or even when, like, Thor on the Picbar, when he's like, Unworthy is an enabler, or he's what did he tell you the other day when you're on Lazy Boys? He's like, that's what he does. He pushes people to do things. Like,
You're a pusher.
I enjoy that more than I at least you have it working towards your benefit, where people talk about how supportive you are to the community, but then they also talk about how great your shots are. Like, I don't have it like that. I can only be supportive to the community.
No. I mean, I would have to disagree. Because if you, and I've told you this many times, if you look back, right, and it all started at Shutter Slam for me. That's when I started noticing, when you got that camera, that was a whole nother level for you. And like, I think just being, motivated and wanting to do, like, the fact that you went from, hey, I used to take a phone, now I'm gonna switch up, and then you did it. Like, your shots have changed so much.
And
go ahead.
And it's because you like to take risk. Like, you're not afraid to experiment. You're not stuck in one thing. Like, you're able to take you're able to take the advice that everyone in the community gives you and run with it.
Yeah.
Like, I remember when we first started chatting, like, I mean, yeah, the growth from then to now, bro.
Well,
Yeah.
I can only cringe. Sometimes I think about like how cringy it must have been when I first started chatting with you, because
It's
like,
Valentine's Day, by the way.
yeah, it was when you did
You owe me a present.
the Valentine's Day, yeah, which I was really hoping you were gonna do again this year, but
I didn't have time to promo it, or I think I'm just gonna go like just regular Valentine's Day this year. So
I remember when I think your page is what even that Valentine's Day deal that you did last year. That's how I even came to realize that like you could do collabs, and there was, because I remember the very first thing that I think I ever sent you was like, hey, I saw your Valentine's Day thing and I want to join. Like, am I supposed to put your thing on with my post or your logo? And you were
I'm
like, no.
just put something
Just stop
like
talking
this.
to me.
Just
Just stop talking to me,
Who
newbie.
the hell
got
is this?
3 followers. No, I'm just kidding. You were always very supportive. That's why I say it probably every episode I've said it, and I'll continue to say it. If it weren't for Clintastic 4 and it weren't for Green Geek 88, there wouldn't be an Unworthy AF. There wouldn't be an Unworthy Collector. There wouldn't be a Master's class. So that's right. Once again, I am shirking the blame off on Clintastic 4.
so you're our
So,
Frankenstein's monster.
yes, yeah. If you and Clint, or if you and Green Geek had a mentally unstable baby that you gave a camera and some action figures, well, here I am, baby.
Danny, make the shot.
Yeah. Do it, make it
Oh,
all right. So we're getting up there into the wee hours of the show here. One of the last things I usually like to do is I like to plug 3 accounts for usually it's for the month, but I haven't done a show since December. So I'm gonna go with I'm still gonna do 3 accounts, but it's to catch up. And I want to have my first account plug to be none other than Tony Toy Box, open today. If you guys are unfamiliar with his work, I know that all 3 present company, we're all familiar with his work, but if you are listening and you are unfamiliar with his work, you need to go check him out. He does a lot of this very creative storytelling driven photography with his shots. If it doesn't make sense in a story to him, then he will not do it. Or it's got to be something badass like Kenny Omega holding a golden gun with CM Punk. But even that's got a story to it. I mean, because fuck CM Punk, that's the story of the year. So yes, go check him out. That is at Tony Toy Box, open today on Instagram. And if you end up having a conversation with him and chatting with him, please let him know that I am still waiting on Lulu's phone number. He still has not gotten that to me. He said he was going to. And the next account that I would like to share is actually from a recent master's class alumnus that we didn't get to his master's class this episode, but I will get to it. And that is Raven Eyes Studio 21. He was recently part of the Funko Pop master's class. And aside from being a crazily talented artist, just getting to talk to him for the master's class and get some of his backstory and about some of his experiences and how he does his photography with his kids. Hell of a nice guy. I encourage everybody to go check him out. And also big thanks to him for being, he's he used to be in the military. He was active military for years, and so hats off to this guy. Go check his work out. And like I did say, he was just recently part of a master's class with Prez First Lady from EDT Everyday Treasures sessions page. I'm thinking there's probably a chance that I'm going to have the EDT page runners on as a guest on this episode or on this show at some point. I feel like I'm not looking at everything, or I'm looking at everything instead of where I'm supposed to be looking at, and I apologize. I'll get better at this, I promise.
Your eyes just
Your
went
second time.
And my last account that I want to share is codename.steve. I've had a big affinity for accounts that do the retro toys and like the real old school toys. And this guy is a master at it. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Maybe that's something you can look forward to. But I got fortunate enough to be able to do some collabs with this guy, where he did some retro GI Joe figures, and I did the modern classified figures. And he's just one of the nicest people to talk to, and he doesn't have a problem with telling you brutally honest, or as upfront honest as he can be, how he feels about it, or how he feels about the work that he's doing, or the work that anybody else is doing. Because he said it to me, he was like, I don't know, I didn't think our collabs were going to work out, because I like to rely on real bright outdoor scenes, or real bright scenery, and you're always very dark, but your shots and my shots contrast each other really well. And I just absolutely love all his retro GI Joe photography stuff that he does here, and he throws in some classified stuff. This is one of my most favorite ones here with the Prophet Director, Destro. Amazing stuff. So be sure to be checking him out. That is codename.steve on Instagram. And how about you guys? You guys get any talent, any shows, or not shows, any artists you want to give a quick plug to?
Don't have any on hand at the moment. Let me check.
I have a few of them. I have like about 2 or 3. So first one I want to showcase is Vico Sand 26. Pretty new account.
Page up.
Great guy, awesome guy, very supportive as well. Even he's starting off fresh. His shots are great. He's basically starting, and he's like right now he's in that in the, I want to say the baby stages of learning just the hobby, and just getting to know people and learning from people. And he's a great guy. Like, I've had conversations with him. He's very supportive in the shows. He's always on the chats. He's always like tuning in to Toy Talk, to Picbar, and he's just a supportive guy. So he does really good work, and he also participated in the Black and Wednesdays with a splash of red, and he's just a great overall guy. So definitely check him out. He's a new account. Support him. Give him, send him some well wishes, because he's a great guy. The second one I'm going to plug in is EC_Toy Another great account. He actually did one of my favorite Friday the 13th shots, where he did the Toonie Terror Jason. He's been doing a lot of the Toonie Terror shots, and he's been killing them. And again, I actually reached out to him not too long ago, because I was trying to teach him how to do the 3-point lighting, where teach him about the lighting. I think I also taught him how to use like pick arts to do the the whole filter and erase to showcase the red in his shot. So he did really good. did really, really well. Again, another great supported guy in the community. I want to say his account is also somewhat new. So
Yeah, he's newer. Yeah.
show him some love. He's a great guy, very supportive, great shots. And that's one thing I've noticed about a lot of these newer accounts. They're hitting the ball. They're getting the ball rolling really early, where it took me a few months to really get there. So, or even close to a year to get there. So they're like, that Jason shot is amazing. Like, that's the shot I was waiting for the whole night. I was waiting for the Toonie Terror, and just the way he did it, it's so fun. And you could tell, like, this shot just screams to me that he had fun doing his shot. I don't think he was worried about likes. I think he was just really having a good time. And that's what it's all about. And it showcases that. So I'm really happy that I got to, talk to this dude and I'm following this guy because he's great. So he's definitely another account that you guys should definitely follow.
And he has his own unique point of view. Like, if you look at his shots, this is an Ethan shot. Like,
yeah.
And he's one of the accounts that I can see really taking off. Like, the more he learns.
Yeah, he's
I'm excited.
Very receptive to advice, and he's he does. I've talked to him quite a bit about he'll ask me about certain things about doing his shots, and and I think I always try to make sure the first thing that I tell him is just make sure you're having fun with it. Like,
and he does.
Don't overthink it. And also worth noting, and I know. So this was Green Geek. Also, him and I got into a little bit of a tiff about who was gonna be the one to promote EC last episode, and Green Geek won. So Green Geek promoted him last episode. But one thing I do want to note is, Ethan here on EC Toys, he is legally blind.
Yeah.
And the incredible shit that he does. So don't have no excuse.
Everybody's excuse. There is no excuse.
All right. So who else you got there, Danny?
Oh no. That the last one I'm gonna mention is Dead Man One. Is the next account.
Yes.
Awesome all around guy. He runs the Toy Mercs collab group. He's he's done a lot of things with the legacy collectors and the he's done a lot of things with them. Such a great guy. Awesome guy to talk to. I've had the pleasure of having a couple of lives with him, and he's such a great guy to have conversations with. He also does great shots, and he also is a dial maker. He makes dioramas.
Yeah, hell of a dial.
Really, hell of dioramas. They're really good. So talented, very transparent guy. He's a very and that's what I love about the community. Is like a lot of the folks that I've met, they're so transparent that they don't. They don't have to put on this facade. They're themselves, and they make you feel comfortable and allow you to be yourself. So he's, again, great guy, awesome guy, so knowledgeable. One of the greatest things that he had said with me, on a live, that one of the things that really struck with me really hard was he said, and forgive me if I probably say this wrong, but he said that he grew up, he was such a shitty person for so long that his way of like fixing that is giving back. So that's why he does a lot of collab. He does a lot of like giveaways, and he supports a lot of accounts because he was such a shitty person for so long, where that's his way of like, doing right. It's just by supporting others and being there for others. Like that right there is like, if that's not the realest shit you ever heard, then I don't know what the hell.
Yeah.
I don't know what's the realest shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that right there, it's like, yeah, I'm sold. He's an awesome guy. And I love talking about horror movies with him because he's a big fan of horror too. So, I love talking. He's a big Hellraiser fan. So he's great.
Oh, yes. Yeah, he's a hell of a nice guy. I've had a few conversations with him, and he actually asked me to be on with him to interview Don Man Art or
Yeah.
Diamond Art for the action figure line that he's putting out, and I was
Yeah.
like, really, me? Like, what the hell you want me to be on there for? But he but he is in like it doesn't matter what you ask him to do, he'll do it. Like
Yeah.
as long as it's helping out, he'll do it. Because I hit him up. I was like, hey, this is gonna sound real crazy. This is gonna sound real stupid, but I need you to do this for me. Can you just make a little video of yourself going, Unworthy? Unworthy's full of it. And
All right,
and
that was a
like,
great
if you
video.
watch that Full of Sith video I did, him
That
and
was
Toy Father fucking stole the show with with their little cameos in that video. Like, they killed it. Yeah, that man won. Great guy. I agree with you, Danny. Everybody needs to be checking him out.
Yeah, he's great.
Great.
Awesome guy. Clint?
I can get this screen to.
well. You didn't tell me to repair this part. So
Well, I did, but that was back in the beginning of December when I thought we were going to do a Rowdy Boys episode, and then it just hasn't happened until now.
yeah. So 1 second.
Yeah, the more beer I drink, the harder it is to navigate all these pages I've got open. All right, who you got, Clint?
1 second. Let's see. Let's go with Wyatt. I think Copper Bricks. His full name.
Yes, very nice guy.
Very supportive in the community. Constantly supporting everyone in the community and doing amazing Lego shots. All around nice guy. I can't sing his praises high enough. So definitely worth a follow.
I was on the wrong page. Sorry.
Oh yeah, that guy's dope, man.
There we go.
Yeah, super supportive, and like his latest Lego shot, that was just fantastic. With the spaceman.
Oh, not Silver Surfer.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, and he's one of the ones that's starting to experiment more with this stuff, and I'm excited to see where they go. So, yeah, just all around.
Well, I really like this one right here. Not for the obvious reasons, but just because like how everything's negative. You know, the two figures are negative colored, and the background. That's very artistic right there.
Yeah. Silhouette is really nice.
Very nice.
And like you can see through the clothing here, the cloth goods material looks like. Yeah, he's always very supportive. I've only had a few interactions with him, but yeah, very nice guy. And I love his Lego shots.
Yeah.
He's got very masterful Lego shots. A wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
And especially when he does like cheeky shots, they're the ones with a lot of sense of humor. I always think they're hilarious.
Yeah, this one, I love it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It looks like, what is that? What's that band? Toy Addict, you probably know. I want more.
Oh, you just
Is that the song?
wait, what's that band? Oh my goodness! Now it's hold on.
Not Judas. Is it Judas Priest? Jesus,
It might
I don't
be.
know. I'm a country boy. I don't know any fucking rock and roll music. Yes. Copper State Bricks. Wyatt, hell of a nice guy. Oh yeah, I like this one too. I got something for you.
It reminds me of that shot from that Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes.
Yes.
Billy Idol is the guy.
Oh, that's not who. I don't know. There's a band where the guy has like that style hat and tight leather pants.
It might be it might be Judas Priest that you're
I
thinking
think
of.
that's who I'm thinking.
Yeah, Judas Priest. I thought you were thinking about the Village People.
No, I know
I,
that song.
I still think they need to come out with 112 Village People figures.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah, when you said that in the chat the other day, I was like, "Holy shit, he's right! You can get somebody
Did
from
you-
everybody."
Did you
Yeah.
guys see? Did you guys see that 1/6 Shooter was like promoting one of his friends? He's starting a line called Biblical Adventures. They have a Jesus figure. They have like a Jesus figure.
Oh
and
yeah.
like the whole time I'm like, this is so wrong, but I really want a Satan figure. I'm like, but I thought about it, and they're like, I don't know if they're scaled with Mythic Legions, but the whole time I saw them, I'm like thinking, damn, these would look so cool with like Constantine Mesco. I was like, Constantine Mesco with these would be so dope.
I'm about to bring it. I'm not a religious person. Well, I mean, I am, but I'm not Christian.
Yeah.
I'm pagan and all. But I would buy a Jesus figure if I could find a really good Hitler figure.
Well, you could get a custom head.
Because I would have Jesus punting Hitler's balls right through the roof of his mouth.
did you
Like that's what I wanted. That's a action figure photography shot I want to do.
did you ever get that Wolverine 5-pack from Amazon?
No, I didn't.
That Mastermind head makes a good head for that.
For Hitler?
Let me get it real quick.
For him? Is that what you meant to say? For him?
Yeah. 1 second.
Yeah, dude. I'm trying to find the account, but they're starting a Kickstarter soon for them, and like, it's bold. Oh snap! Look, yeah,
Yeah. Because I took a shot of him like a couple of years ago, and I'm like, I love this shot, but does that look like you know who?
He's got the sweaty hair over his head and everything.
Yeah. So put this head on a red skull figure.
Mm.
And then I just needed Jesus. Jesus figure.
Yeah.
And then we can have Thor in the background drinking beer like, these guys.
Look at these guys.
All right, it's time to start winding her down. Right now, I want to get into some. Sorry, Clint. Did you have any more accounts that you wanted to plug?
No, my only other one would have been Ethan. So.
All right. Well, we covered him now 2 episodes in a row. Tune in next month where we will get him for the 3rd time. So, at this point, I would like to turn the floor over to Toy_Addict17. Go ahead and tell us all about Toy Talk on Monday nights and where we can find it.
Yeah, so Toy Talk is every Monday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to have Sir Dork's, on this Monday, we're going to have Sir Dork's fiance, and I believe her name is Harleen, somewhere around the lines with Quinn or something, but I call her Mrs. Sir Dork because she's going to be Mrs. Sir Dork pretty soon. So congratulations to them. So we're going to have her on. She is a cosplayer, so it's going to be exciting to learn about cosplaying and what goes into cosplaying. Yeah, you can find us every Monday. Myself, No Chewing, Coxreate, and Toy Father. Again, every Monday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So check us out.
Fantastic. Clint, you got anybody that you would like to plug? Any shows? Any well, I mean,
it's not that kind of show. But anyways, usual suspects. You can see us Rowdy Boys occasionally on the YTG Picbar every Wednesday. Well, not see us, but see some good people every Wednesday. Occasionally, yeah, that's usually the only place you can see me at the moment.
Yes. For now, we're working on that.
We shall see.
We're working on that. But yes, he's right. Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think that's 5 o'clock for you Californian people. On YouTube at the Picbar, you can find AB photos because he's on no matter whether the Rowdy Boys are on or not. He's always on with Blitz Figs, Green Geek 88, and Thor 2012. And you can also find them on Wednesday or on Fridays for Friday night features on the Picbar. And if you are really feeling like that's not enough time to get to see those guys, you can also see them on Lazy Boy Sundays every 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And there will be a link in the bio down here for that, for Lazy Boys and for the Picbar. And there will also be Toy Talk for you. And also, if you click down at the link at the bottom there will be in the show notes. There will be also, if you go to Flavored Trash, and that's FLVRDTRSH, and watch the show Toy Tingz with our good old buddy 88 Figs. He doesn't have a schedule that he does it, but you're going to want to go check that out. He's got a lot of good toy hunts and stuff like that on. You can also go over on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for State of the Art with Unboxing Art and Coxreate. And you can also go over to the Patreon network and hit up Hoodcast AF. It's free to get my show, but you might as well pay $3 a month and you get awesome shows like So Says the Fallen, Tex AF. You can also find stuff like Bitchin' with Bingo, extra episodes of Hoodcast AF that they can't put on the iTunes. It's $3 a month. You should go subscribe to it. Whether you pay to subscribe to it or not, you're going to get to listen to my shit. And even if you don't subscribe to them, you can go to YouTube and get my shit. But still, go to Hoodcast AF. There's also going to be some upcoming UnworthyAF merchandise, so keep your eyes open for that. And also on Instagram, every Wednesday, you can catch the Weekly Habit with Cobra Dad. I think I'm going to be on there. I guess he bought some Power Ranger comic books, and he wants me to come on and talk to him about. I don't know if he wants me to read them to him. It's always kind of up in the air with Cobra Dad on whether or not he can read or. But anyways, the Weekly Habit, go check that out every Wednesdays. And also, what day is it? Every Wednesday at 9 p.m. You can check out my good buddies No Chewing and Toy Father for the Toy Daddies on the TPC community. So go check out all of our buddies, all of our friends. Be supportive to your community. Keep on supporting Toy Addict 17 with the Black and Wednesdays and Red this time. And I think maybe it might be early to call it, but I think maybe Danny might be on one more episode this month to talk about Black and Wednesdays, to recap all the shots if he's up for it.
Yeah, I'm up for it.
And we also will be having coming up soon, probably by the time I do my next episode, unless I don't do one until April, in which case it'll already be over with. But there's also going to be the Unworthy Luck of the Draw 2, the Redux, coming soon. So be paying attention for that. Clintastic 4, I hope he's going to be entering. He almost won it last year. He was right there, right on the cusp. I won't tell you who voted against him. Just know it wasn't me. It wasn't me. I'll tell you off.
Saying you didn't vote?
No, I did vote for you. Me and my wife voted for you. My wife was like trying to hack into everybody else's account so she could vote for you twice. She's not that good at typing. All right. Any last thoughts, fellas?
No. Thank you for having us on. This was fun.
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys coming on.
Sorry,
since
late.
That's all right.
It was fun.
That's all right. You're not that late because I don't think half of it recorded earlier. So.
Really?
And since I'm not sure if it recorded earlier, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play the theme song as the outro. Maybe not.
What, motherfucker?
It's morphin' time!
Morphin' time.
Acknowledge me!